We're here with Andrew Gaus for our Week 10 NFL Best of the Week segment. Andrew, thank you for taking the time to talk to us.
Of course, guys. Always fun. Always fun.
Andrew, it's been 2 weeks since we last talked, but we're ready for some big picks this week. What do you got for us? What is your parlay? Let's go with the parlay here. What's your parlay of the week?
Okay. So I would say the two games that I like the most that would be probably the best to parlay together is Cleveland plus 1.5 at New England. And I like the Rams minus 3.5 at San Francisco. Two road teams, relatively good spreads. I think the Rams and Niners are both coming off really ugly losses, but I trust the Rams to bounce back a lot more than I do with Garoppolo and a very average-looking Niners team this year. They got Kittle back last week, which really sparked a lot of offense for him. But other than that, they kind of struggled against a somewhat shorthanded Cardinals team without Hopkins and Murray. But our boy James Conner really destroyed their defense. So it was kind of a crazy big win for the Cardinals in a game a lot of people thought they were going to lose, and they were even underdogs going into the game. And then Cleveland, I think Cleveland looked awesome last week. Obviously, a big win at Cincy. Still not in love with New England. Like, I think they win games they're supposed to win, but they don't really win the close, like, tight games. Mac Jones still got a lot to work on, and Myles Garrett's leading the league in sacks right now, so I think he gets him. And I like that line, plus 1.5, basically just asking them to win.
One interesting game I'm looking at is the Falcons and Cowboys. It says Cowboys are 9-point favorites right now on ESPN. The Falcons have had a pretty good wins. The Cowboys, they struggled last week against the Broncos. Do you like that line at all for the Falcons?
Yeah, I think it could get to be a close game. I like the Cowboys to win that game. Obviously, I think they bounce back too. That was the worst game they've had by a mile this season. Prescott coming off a week off might have had a little rust to shake off. So I definitely think Cowboys win, but I think 9's a little bit scary. I think if I were to take that game, and it's probably one I am staying away from, I would lean towards Atlanta. Atlanta's really great at keeping games close and then usually blowing it towards the end. But yeah, it's kind of a tough game to get a read on after Atlanta goes in and beats up New Orleans and the Cowboys lay an egg at home against Denver.
How about Seattle at Green Bay? Green Bay's the -3 favorite. But Russell Wilson's back. Aaron Rodgers, we don't know what's going on with him. I don't know if he's going to start this week. I would assume he does, but you never know. What are your thoughts on that game?
Yeah, I lean towards Packers, with obviously the caveat that that Rodgers is playing. If he's not, then I think you hammer Seattle. I don't think Jordan Love showed much to be desired in Arrowhead last weekend, but yeah, it's kind of a tough game with two quarterbacks who had the week off last week for various reasons. But yeah, I think I would lean towards Green Bay. I think they're just a completely different team offense when Rodgers is throwing the ball. And the defenses look good for the past few weeks. I mean, they gave Jordan Love a chance to win that game, even though he really struggled.
Another game I'm looking at is the Chargers and Vikings. Chargers are a slight favorite in that one. That's kind of a toss-up to me. I know the Vikings have had a lot of close losses. Of course, they blew that 14-point lead against the Ravens. The Chargers have looked a little shaky as of late. What do you like in that game, or is that a game you're staying away from?
Yeah, you guys like to find the games that I stay away from because there are the intriguing, tough matchups.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I had the Chargers last weekend in Philadelphia, and they did cover for me, but it wasn't pretty. They always make it interesting too. But yeah, I mean, Minnesota is such a tough team to bet on. I mean, they look so good in Baltimore, but then like Lamar Jackson's got a knack for making comebacks, and obviously did it to them too. So probably a game I stay away from. But like part of me really thinks the Vikings could squeak out a win there. It's just a really tough game. I probably would recommend staying away from it.
I think the good thing about that line is it's not minus. Or actually, it's not -2.5; it's -3. So they can kick a last-second field goal down 1, and like that's what I feel like the Vikings let up a lot, this last-second field goal. So maybe the Chargers could get one of those down 1, and you could still get the spread there. But who knows?
For sure. Two teams that always find a way to lose. It seems like towards the end of the games. The Chargers have been better this year than in past, but yeah, two teams that like I would never really feel comfortable putting money behind, but should make for fun television for sure.
Speaking of teams you don't like putting money behind, it's the Lions and Steelers this week. -9, Steelers the favorite. But I mean, The Steelers have won 4 in a row. You come into this game against a gritty Lions team with Dan Campbell, fantastic coach. What do you think is
Yes,
going to
yes.
happen there?
So I'm going to be in
I don't know.
town.
I don't know if an 0-8 team has ever been called a fantastic head coach.
No,
He's
he's the
fantastic.
best. He's the best 0-8 coach in NFL history. I'll take that to my grave. But so I'm biased. I'm a Steeler fan. I'm going to be at the Steeler game for that. So I absolutely will not be betting on it. But if I were, I would probably lean Lions because as we see as Steeler fans, the Steelers always make it interesting. They always find a way to like really let a team back in towards the end of the game. And you're going to play a hungry Lions team that has had a week to prepare for the Steelers with the bye week. So I'm not betting it purely out of I want to be at the game and root for the Steelers, but I would lean towards the Lions.
Do you like any player props this week? Of course, James Conner had his 3 touchdown performance. Do you like him again without Chase Edmonds playing?
I do. I think Connor, I don't think he'll get 3 touchdowns again. I hope he does, but I think he's kind of got his confidence going. He's been able to finally stay healthy this year. I think obviously the Lions will be a little different for him after last week, but like him as like an anytime touchdown score or even 2+ seems like a great bet. Like you put money on him to score a touchdown 2+, like you're up units this whole season because he's just finding different ways to get in the end zone, whether it's receiving. He's obviously found a niche of being a goal line back that they didn't really trust him here in Pittsburgh with. And I mean, obviously the numbers don't lie. He's leading the league in touchdowns. Like he's kind of a machine right now around the red zone.
We don't talk about this a lot when you come on, but that you're a part of Chalkboard, the Chalkboard company. Tell us what's new with Chalkboard.
Yeah, so what's new with Chalkboard is that we just pushed a major update this morning. It's a feature called Boards. It is basically public discussion boards and channels, very similar to like a Discord server where you have a big group and then it's sectioned off into channels. So you can have a certain channel for NFL, college football, NHL. So it's a little more organized. So you're not just talking about 20 different bets and 10 different sports in the same time. And we have it run by influencers via social media and all these podcasts, all these so-called experts in the field that are going to be giving their inside picks and discussing with people. So it's definitely something worth checking out. We're really excited about it. It's the version 1, but like we have some really cool updates coming to it soon. So definitely something that we're excited about and we've been working real hard for.
That's fantastic. And we, as always, we appreciate you coming on. I hope you have a great week. Enjoy the game.
You too, guys. Yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys when I'm in town.